Okay, so this is going to be a series of 4 different movements in order to sort of decompress the upper chest, upper rib cage, upper thoracic spine. So a lot of us live in this sort of compressed, rounded forward position, and so we want to get some mobilization in this area. It's going to affect shoulder health, neck health, the whole thing. So what you'll start with is you're going to take a towel, roll up a towel roll, and I kind of went just like 3 times. You want to put this along your spine, right directly behind the top part of this sternum bone. So you can kind of feel your collarbone, then your sternum bone here, there's a little divot, that's the very top. So then this little area here, this little flat part, you want to kind of be directly behind that. If you drew a line right through the spine, about right here. So it's kind of upper shoulder blade, upper to mid shoulder blade. So you take that towel roll, place it there, and lay down on it. So you kind of want to feel a little bit of an arching over that towel. You're going to start to breathe in. Big breath in, fill up the lungs so that your chest does move up and over that towel. Then as you exhale, I want the ribs to come together and down. You're gonna hold the ribs there now. For the rest of the breaths, I want you to hold your ribs there. Holding your ribs there happens from a little bit of an abdominal engagement. So think of rib cage down, but not so hard that you're like bracing, over bracing. So keep breathing there. You're gonna feel that upper chest expand. Try not to be clenching in your glutes or your pelvic floor either. So right here, just pause the video and do about 20 breaths, thinking lifting the chest with the inhale while the ribs stay down, and then exhaling everything out. Okay, so your second exercise, you're gonna take a block, or it could be like a larger rolled up towel or a ball, something that can block this part of your ribs. So I'm gonna take this block here and I'm gonna lean sort of over my knees. So that block is really pushing those lower ribs down. My forearms are coming to the surface, and then I'm gonna think about kind of not really moving my arms, but thinking about pulling your elbows back toward your rib cage. And that's just gonna help you to lift that chest. So same concept here where we're lifting, breathing into that lift of the chest. So you wanna kind of take your eyes just past your fingertips. Think of open collarbones, open chest, and you're blocking the rib cage. So now when I breathe in, I can't flare my ribs. Go ahead and breathe in and out. Pause the video here and do about 15 more breaths. So all of these you're going to do about 20 breaths. If at any point you need a break from an exercise, take a little break for a second and then come back to it and finish the 20 breaths. Now, you're going to take this block or any kind of surface to where you can be a little bit inverted. So what I want is my knees and hips to be up from my head, mostly your hips. So forearms down. Think about trying to have a neutral spine. So if you're really, really rounded, you could come up to your hands. So I want my tailbone to be sticking out. I want a little bit of a lumbar curve, and I want to relax my pelvic floor. So now you're getting a little bit more bang for your buck. You're gonna think, relax and open the back of the pelvic floor. The sit bones separate on that inhale. As you exhale, you're gonna actively pull that bottom rib cage up, and look at, nothing happens to my spine here when I pull that rib cage up. So we're not rounding, we're just engaging. Feeling that rib cage lift from the muscular engagement. Again, I'm pulling my elbows back. That helps me to get that chest forward. So it's like you're pulling the chest apart from the lower rib cage. You're holding that rib cage down. You're lifting those upper ribs and upper chest. So it's a nice posterior pelvic floor stretch as well. Finish off your 20 breaths there, and then we'll move on to the last exercise. So for the last one, we're gonna come into a mini squat on the wall. You're gonna take a foam roller, or you can do the rolled up towel, but this gives you a little bit more movement. So I'm gonna put it at about my lower shoulder blades, walk my feet out a little bit, come down into a mini squat. So now it's just directly behind the top of my sternum. I'm gonna spread my sit bones, so relaxed pelvic floor. I'm gonna stack my ribs over my pelvis. And one thing that can help you keep the ribs engaged is push your arms forward. Feel the armpits and the shoulder blades pushing forward, almost like you had a band. You can pretend that you have a band there. And that really kind of brings in the obliques, the serratus muscles. So you're gonna hold that position. Now, as you inhale, you're gonna feel that upper chest arch over that foam roller. If you feel like your ribs are flaring, you can even bring your hands down here. Feel them come together, hold them together. Breathing in, lifting that upper chest. Relax the pelvic floor. This one is one that you may want to take a rest in between, sometime in your 20 breaths, but come back to it and finish off those breaths. So that's the series of 4 exercises to try and get this upper part of the rib cage and thoracic spine decompressed.